Welcome again to Highly Questionable. Still here to befoul the proceedings, Pablo Torre. What's on the show today that you like, Pablo?
We're going to find out whether it's okay if a table of Navy SEALs can anonymously condemn Tiger Woods for not picking up the tab for lunch.
Vamos, Papi.
Is Stanley Johnson right that he could actually be getting into LeBron's head?
This is fairly amazing and almost the only way to talk about what has been really bad basketball so far in these playoffs.
The only interesting thing.
And this series hasn't been very interesting. LeBron's been good, but here's what Stanley Johnson had to say afterward.
I don't know what y'all take from that. I don't take anything from it. But a cheap shot, cheap monster.
Does that make you think that you're in his mind or in his head?
I'm definitely in his head, that's for sure.
I mean, we're going to take this and run with it. LeBron has been fairly unstoppable in this series. I think he's 13 for 15 when Stanley Johnson is guarding him. But Stanley Johnson has made him work, which is about the best that you can do. We're going to make fun of the rookie, but the cocky rookie is part of that team's future, and I like that he's behaving this way.
Yeah, I enjoy when people prod LeBron when he has become the Godzilla waking from the bottom of the earth to eat the rest of the Eastern Conference as he does every year, but he shot 78% against Stanley Johnson in the series. Stanley Johnson, who is 19 years old and will not get this reference at all, is the Black Knight from Monty Python, who is having his legs amputated and blood is spurting out Mortal Kombat style and saying it's only a flesh wound, I'm in his head. That is not what's happening here.
You're too young for that reference. Monty Python, you're 30 years old, for the love of God.
Hey, Stanley, I have been down that road before, buddy. And LeBron, next move is going to be offering you some pizza. If he offers you some pizza, you tell him, I got to think about it. Then you give him our address here in the Cleveland there, and you tell him to send the pizza down here, and then you take care of business. That's what you do. And furthermore, I have a new favorite player in the NBA. Stanley Johnson is my man now. Come on, Stanley. That's it, buddy. That's it. How should Cam Newton feel about the Panthers rescinding Josh Norman's franchise tag and letting him walk?
So Josh Norman was looking for $15 to $16 million, commensurate with being the apex predator of cornerbacks in the league. He gets cut because they're only willing to pay him about 11, and now he's a free agent. If you're Cam Newton, though, I think this is just more security for you. You're thinking to yourself, man, every other great player at any position in this league turns into meat for the meat grinder of the salary cap in this league. I happen to be the one guy, the one position that will be immune from that pretty much for the rest of time.
Oh, no, but I think what's in play here is he looks at this and he says, okay, more money to get me offensive help, right? We're going to use this money that we save on Josh Norman. Our defense is pretty good to get me some more weapons on offense. Keep in mind, the Carolina Panthers last year, before that season started, none of us really knew who Josh Norman was, and none of us thought that team was going to be any good. So now use some of that money to get me some help in my huddle.
But that said, isn't it weird for Josh Norman here? Because he is again falling victim to this strange anti-capitalist system, which is the salary cap in the NFL. For no fault of his own, he's going to make less money because he was also released after most teams ate up their salary cap by now in the calendar.
Wow, Pablo going macro.
Hey, Cam Newton, if you're upset about this, I got a piece of advice for you. Don't hold the press conference right now. You know, stay cool. Stay to the side. I think that you might run into some trouble there.
Right. Learn that lesson of not giving the press conference when you're upset. Not helpful.
Did you learn anything new about Tiger Woods from the Wright Thompson piece?
It was fairly illuminating. I don't think he's been written about quite this way before. I've never heard Michael Jordan talk about him quite this way before. Everything from awkwardness around women to his total isolation. There were a number of fascinating things in this story, but I felt sad for Tiger Woods' existence. That's not easy to do.
He does not fit well into the genealogy of these euphemistically alpha males, right? We want to see these guys, the Derek Jeter and Michael Jordan, to Tiger Woods' lineage as linear, but that story about them going out at a club and Tiger turning to them and asking, how do you guys talk to women, and them looking at him dumbfounded and saying, you tell them you're Tiger Woods. Like, Tiger Woods became relatable to me. I don't think that was going to be the outcome of this story, but that's how I felt.
Yeah, but that doesn't help when Pablo and I go out in Miami and I'm like, you tell him you're Pablo. That doesn't help.
Well, there is a story that he didn't pick up the tab. Well, I know one story when he picked up the tab. during his divorce.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Hey,
bang, 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 bang. He didn't pick up the tab with the Navy SEALs, but there was that other time. Oh, wow, what was that? All right.
Should the UFC respect Conor McGregor's faking his retirement because he wants to focus on training, not promoting?
Focus. Conor McGregor posted this lengthy Facebook thing in which he explains with great detail and focus why he did what he did. And the problem for me, he gave up on this way too quickly. The UFC should be mad that you gave up the game 42 hours, whatever it was, after saying you're retired. You got to squeeze all the juice out of that.
I was hoping for more negotiation, more leverage,
storyline,
more hype, more friction. And he said, oh, never mind. He caved. He kind of tapped out a little early on this. And once again, as always, Dana White wins. Over all of his fighters, Dana White wins. No matter how colorful, no matter how profitable, Dana White wins.
Conor McGregor could have said, I am doing this to take a stand for the inequity in pay. He just said, you know what, kind of need a break from the PR side of things. And that's so much less interesting than what we thought this could have been.
So he was bluffing.
Sort of.
He bluffed for about 48 hours and he folded,
That's right. That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, he sure didn't look like he was a champ, you know?
My father,
you got to stick to your guns.
My father's such a bad poker player. I can't even tell you the number of stories in our life of him just being terrible at cards. Always loses
Is his poker
money.
face going like this?
His poker face is to smile when he's got good cards and to curse at the cards when they're bad.
Is Steve Clifford right that the so-called experts like you two have no idea what you're talking about?
Something that often happens with the insecure defensive media is to bring out the claws. What has Clifford ever won? What does he know? This was unbelievably smart, and I loved it. Listen to this.
And not to be disrespectful, but you guys, you watch these games and you just come up like something's got to change. Or sometimes you just have to do the basic things better, which is what basketball is. I mean, it kills me this. Jeffy and Gundy always used to say, writers love to say they made an adjustment. Usually the adjustment is some guy that went 1 for 8 went 6 for 8. And I'm not joking, but you sit here. If you're not watching the film, no disrespect, you have no idea what should happen. When I watch the film on the plane, half of it will be wrong. And all I do is watch film. So what I'm going to do is, I know my team. I watch my team closer than anybody. I'm going to look and figure out what the problems are. Okay, if we need to make an adjustment, we'll make it. But these aren't, they're running this stuff that we're having trouble guarding. We got to keep the ball out of the middle. We got to be cleaner with our basic coverages. Okay, and we got to make sure that we're not turning the ball over and stay organized on offense. So it's not all these great ideas or things that have to change or that this plan is terribly wrong. Sometimes the other team just makes shots, okay? So that's really what's going on.
I really like that guy, and one of the things that I like most about what he said is, I'm watching the game. I know more than all of you who are watching the game, and he probably does, and yet I have to see the film afterward because what I think I've seen is actually wrong. These people do know a lot more than us, and it would be annoying to always be criticized by people who know a lot less than you do.
The funny thing to me is that the question he was responding to was asked by Tom Haberstroh, by the way, who is like an analytically minded dude. And so what I'm getting to here is that there was some element of bluster there as well, because what I would point out is that he says, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You got to watch the film. And later on, he says, I have not watched the film yet. So maybe he will be wrong about the thing that he is saying we're all wrong about. This is also an element of coach jujitsu when it comes to press conferences.
Well, you got to give him credit. I mean, the Heat, they scored 10 or 15 points less than the game number 1, so he did something right.
They only scored 123 in game number 1 against his defense, and then they only shot 74% in the first half against his team yesterday. 74%.
And the culprits were Kemba and Big Al. They only score about 30 points apiece. They got to score at least 60 points apiece to stay in the game.
60 points?
60 apiece for 120 points.
Thank you, Papi. Excellent.
That's what you got to do.
That's
what you got to do.
Advanced metrics.
That's analytics.
There it is.
That is analytics.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Whoa, he's left hanging. Hello, honey. I am the great one. I am a hockey legend. And I've done something terribly wrong.
My son's TV show is brought to you by Toro. Count on it. The game that was randomly drug tested yesterday. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, we question them.
Negative.
Do you question if being the great one is all it is cracked up to be?
Okay, the Flyers avoid the inevitable last night, which is losing to Washington and having their season exterminated. Wayne Gretzky was there with his wife, and he wants, whoa, he's left hanging. Hello, honey. I am the great one. I am a hockey legend. And I'm also your husband, and you know all my insecurities, and I've done something terribly wrong, and I feel so vulnerable right now.
And I refuse to bend over at an angle greater than the one I am giving you. I am the great one.
Could it be worse, Wayne?
How could it have been worse? What?
Oh,
okay, there's some of that.
That went successfully?
Yes.
And
yes, it could have been worse. That is worse. Oh, and look, and the move of, no, I'm going to scratch my neck. I'm going to scratch the vulnerability away right here. Look, I've got a tag here. Okay, I'm a winner, I'm a loser.
Oh, Lord, that was bad.
Yeah.
Do you question if going to Carl Anthony Towns basketball camp is good for a kid's confidence?
I think we're about to shatter that myth that you can build your confidence at Carl Anthony Towns' basketball camp. Let's see. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, that fake with the other hand doesn't seem to have worked so well. That's not going to get you the fake sky hook is not getting you anywhere, kid.
Not only is that not good for building his confidence, it's not good for building his basketball skills. Like, that kid's parents paid money to go to Carl Anthony Towns' basketball camp. He got passively swatted. Good lesson.
Yes, you paid for that, kid. It's not bad enough that happened to you. Your parents
also paid $300 to send you there for the day.
Your parents paid for that.
Kid, you know what you got to say? You got to point at his knees and tell him, hey, your knees still work. That won't be the case in a year or so, you know?
Right.
Oh, Thibodeau.
I'll get you back with Thibodeau. Wait till you see what Uncle Thibs does to you.
Wait till your orthopedic destiny catches up with you, Carl Anthony Towns.
Do you question this guy's hobby?
They haven't told us anything except Dubai. Dubai is all they've told us. What do we have here?
Oh, God.
Oh, another one of these.
No!
No, for the love of all that is. No. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Life is precious. You bozo!
You do not deserve the gift of life.
Oh!
You violated the terms of agreement on the contract that you get when you were born into this world by prioritizing your very stupid non-hoverboard hoverboard.
Oh, no.
The thing is, we want to root against him.
Oh,
we want him to feel the comeuppance of the cosmos for doing this, and yet we want him to not fall off this building, because that is what makes us viscerally uncomfortable.
No!
I've never felt older than being anti-hoverboard in the way that I am feeling right now.
My father's afraid of heights. What floor do you live on? He won't go on the balcony. You live on the 8th floor. My father won't go on the balcony of the 8th floor. The dog will go out there. My father will be peering out there. Get in here, Nomo. Get in here. It's scary out there.
You know who shouldn't try that? Who definitely shouldn't try that? Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah. That would, yes, thank you for this. Yes, this would, yes, there it is. Ow. Ouch.
Yes. Point. Counterpoint.
Ouch. It's a weird thing to watch over and over again. He's a professional fighter, and I feel like that hurt more than anything he ever did in his career.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. That you have known by the way you park your car sideways, that they wouldn't last. See, you are the kind of person who believes in making out once, love them and leave them fast. I guess I must be dumb because you had a pocket full of horses, some of them used. But it was Saturday night, I guess that makes it all right. And you said, what have I got to lose? And honey, I said, little red Corvette. Baby, you are much too fast. Little red Corvette. You need the love that's going. My son's TV show is brought to you by Golfsmith, the guaranteed lowest prices on anything for golf. Time to play the game that found Pablo passed out in hipster sweater next to the Clevelander pool this morning. See? Yeah, oh, no.
That's true. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued or not.
My sweater is cool.
On TNT, Game 3, Thunder and Mavs.
these teams have produced the only good game so far
Pretty
in
much.
the basketball playoffs. And it wasn't even a good game. It was just a good ending. But at the end of it, Steven Adams had that whole tap-in situation just after the buzzer. What did he have to say about that?
How do you get over last night? I mean,
Just kind of let it go, mate. Trying to treat her like an ex-girlfriend. Trying to just get rid of her.
Okay, that guy looks more like a samurai than anyone in the history of sports. Are you intrigued, Pablo?
See, because that whole dance thing with Westbrook and Villanueva, which is played out by now, there is video of Charlie Villanueva being a huge hypocrite.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a club, Charlie.
That is not a
That's
club.
no club.
That is Charlie saying dancing is for the clubs, except for this one time where I did a dance battle against some
That is a weird dance battle.
youngsters. Yes,
It feels like
is.
they're giants that have just invaded Lilliputian.
Yes.
And now they are dance battling them into submission.
Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because everybody's talking about Westbrook and Durant. But I tell you something, the Mavericks, they got a Latino connection there. I'm telling you, they're going to be the X factor in this game, and in this series, it's going to be J.J. Barea and Carlos Villanueva. Those two Latino guys, they are going to make magic on that floor. I'm telling you, Villanueva can do wonders other than dancing.
He didn't play in the last game, and neither did Barea, by the way, Papi. Barea didn't play in the last game either. So.
But this is different now.
Okay.
They're going to shuffle the
right.
cards now.
Okay.
They're going to come on top. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about.
All right, adjustments. Carlisle's going to adjust to the thing that won him the last game by playing the guys who didn't win him the last game.
My sources. I've been talking to my
very
sources
good.
now.
Your sources, very good.
Within the Dallas organization,
Okay,
I'm
he's
telling
going to
you.
keep doubling down on
They're
that.
way within that organization.
Okay.
Definitely within.
He does. He's got a Cuban embedded in the
That's
organization.
me, Cuban. That's it.
That's right.
Mark Cuban.
Okay, I thought that was obvious.
On the Yes Network, athletics and Yankees.
By itself, if I show this to you or tell you this is coming up, you say no probably to this unless you're an A's or a Yankee fan. But what if I told you that I'm going to show you the fastest ball thrown from an outfield ever recorded? You'd be in on that, wouldn't you? Let's watch. Here it is in the history of recorded throws from the outfield. Aaron Hicks throws the ball 105 miles per hour to home plate. And,
Oh, look at that graphic.
yes, that white thing actually trailed it. That is not a graphic. That actually happened. The ball was moving so fast
Got
that it started smoking like that.
Cartoon effects.
That wasn't nearly as interesting as I thought it would be. But, are you intrigued, Pablo?
Yeah, no, because look, ever recorded is an interesting turn of phrase when you say that they just started recording it. Like Vlad Guerrero, who you know well, Dan,
yes.
like we should get the retroactive
Yes.
scientific analysis. Give me that. That was lame. Sorry,
Yes.
Aaron.
15 throws from the outfield last year, more than 100 miles an hour. Papi, are you intrigued?
see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, they got him playing the wrong position. He should be in the starting rotation, 105
Yes.
miles an hour. Are
Yes.
you kidding me?
Right.
90 I'm telling you, he'll be my starting pitcher. Who the hell is running the Yankees nowadays? They're going down the drain. They don't know what they're doing.
Can you imagine how confusing it would be to hitters that if it comes out of his hand and it's got that smoke graphic behind it, they wouldn't be able to see the ball correctly.
On Fox, American Grit.
What is this about? What do we got here?
Yet another video we are very prepared for.
All right, American grit. Grit that's American. Let's go.
Welcome to the wilderness.
Oh, Josh.
Courage, resolve, strength of character, all hallmarks of any man and woman who's ever worn a U.S. military uniform. For civilians, mastering these qualities has remained somewhat of a mystery. Until now, I've recruited 16 of the fiercest competitors across the country. They've each overcome obstacles in their own lives, but they have never faced a challenge quite like this.
Let's go!
And that will not end until one of you gives up.
No!
I mean, what kind of ending was that? What happened at the end there? Did a woman emerge from a
To
tub of
a
ice?
very strange snuff film type
A
of
tub of
place.
ice and then passed out? I mean, I was going to say no until the very end, until she went limp after emerging from a tub of ice. Pablo, are you intrigued?
Yeah, I was gonna make all these like American cliche related jokes after seeing all that, but now I'm just concerned for that lady.
Yes, Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I want to see how many of those contestants.
All right, let's end the show. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm very intrigued, but I want to see how many of those.
Okay, let's end the show. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, I gotta call Juanito and place a bet. You know, I gotta find out how many of those people are going to come out alive. You know, they're coming out, you know, dropping like flies. You know, you see the paramedics running around, the stretchers, the ambulance. You know, it's going to be a hell of an ending there. You know.
I feel like his first two were better.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you is what he meant to say. We'll see you tomorrow.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Good show.
All right.
Good show.
Yeah.
No way, you nerd. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.